discussed. So we have discussed yesterday. So how to create the AMI, how to create the volume, how to create the snapshot, attaching to that volume to the EC2 machines, increasing the disks type volumes, and taking the snapshot and AMI transfer. So there is a lot of things we have done it, right? If you have any questions related this and the previous session, EC2 topic or VPC topic, if you have any questions, let me know.
No, sir.
Okay. So now today we are going to talk about load balancer. One second. So I was talking about load balancer, right? So what is this load balancer? Let's talk about some theory, and then let's move on to the lab session. Okay. So what is this load balancer first? So load balancer is a device, or you can call it as a services in the AWS. So that is going to be distribute the incoming traffic across the multiple servers. It ensures that no single server gets overwhelmed and maximizes the application availability. So that means, for example, there is a 4 EC2 machine, right? If anybody accessing to the 4 EC2 machine, so it should not go to only one uh, EC2 machine. So the load should be segregated to each EC2 machines like a 50%, 50%, 50%, 50%. Okay. So that is how the load balancer will take it. Okay. So we are not going to do anything, but load balancer, it will take the responsibility to split the traffic to the multiple servers. Then let's talk about the what is the key features. So if you're talking about key features, this is going to be receive the incoming user request, distribute the traffic evenly across the instance, automatically detects the unhealthy servers, routes the traffic away from the failed instance, provide the single entry point for the users, and improve the reliability and performance. So this is the main features from the load balancer. Now let me talk about the load balancer types in the AWS, right? So we have a application load balancer, network load balancer, and gateway load balancer. So these are all the three types. So if the your application running on HTTPS, right? Then you can able to use application load balancer. Some of the times your application it is running on these port numbers. Okay. Then you can go to network load balancer and gateway load balancer. So there is a separate application load balancer for the running the applications. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let's move on to the next slide. So what is the benefit? Right. So let's talk about what is the benefit on load balancing. So load balancer provides the multiple advantages that makes application more reliable and format performant. Okay. And the key features, high availability, better performance, automatic failure, session persistence, scalability, and SSL TLS termination. Okay. So this is what it will do. Any doubts this on the benefits?
No, no.
So this is the architecture diagram of load balancer, right? So for example, you are the user here. So you are going to interacted with our internet gateway. So internet gateway, it is connected with our VPC, right? You are showing private cloud, virtual private cloud. So this is a VPC connected with internet, right? So this internet gateway directly connected with your application load balancer. Okay. So there is a two EC2 machine or four EC2 machine. This is connected with the private subnet. So the incoming traffic, it will come from the user internet gateway, then public application load balancer, then it is connected with your multiple EC2 machine. So this is the architecture diagram how flow it is working, and the same thing we are going to build it in the in the lab session. Okay. So that is all about the load balancer. So any doubts regarding?
Sorry, sir. Sorry for this.
Okay. So if you are talking about uh, example of application, right? For example, sir, can you give me that application load balancer? So what is this application load balancer layer? So we call it as a layer 7. Okay. So which all the application we can able to run it, right? That is the example. Okay. They will ask you that which all the application you are going to run it. So there is a Nginx, HA proxy, Apache HTTP server, and traffic and AWS application load balancer. Okay, this is a separate one. Okay. So these are all the four example you can give it to any interview. And next one is network load balancer. We call it as a layer 4. So that is also same equivalent, and few application it is going to be changed. So one is for HA proxy, okay, again, Nginx. So here they're using HTTP, but here they're going to use it Nginx. Okay, these are all third-party application, not your own web servers. Okay, and FI big IP. Okay, these are all related to networking applications. And if you want a more related, like if you're working on the in the company, you will get to know what all the application they can able to use. It depends on the company they are going to use it. This type of load balance depends on their requirement, right? So now popular application. So if you want to talk about application, Palo Alto, this is network device, Fortinet, FortiGate, and checkpoint firewall. So these are all related to the applications in the all the companies. So again, so can we build our Fortinet application or HA proxy? No, that is not your job. So the team who ever want, they will come back to you. You need to just suggest it, what application they are using. Okay. Depends on that. You need to suggest they should go which load balancer. Got it? So that is all about the theory. Now let's move on to the practical. So now, if you're able to see it in the AWS dashboard, just go to that search and type it load balancers, right? So are you able to see it anywhere in here load balancers? Okay. So if you type it, the load balancer, it will go to different portal. Okay. Now, why it is not a new, I mean, different services. Okay, to search it out. So you need to search it out EC2 only. Under the
That's also
EC2.
under EC2. Under EC2, you look at
Yeah. Okay. So under EC2, you need to go to load balancer. But if you are trying to search it out here, you will not see it. Okay. It will show services, right? Under the service. See, under the services, is there any load balancer? No, right? So do not confuse. Under EC2, these are all available. Okay. So now I'm going to create a first is the load balancer, okay, our target group. So before that, what we can do, let's create the EC2 machine, okay. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the example of Windows Server, okay. Just launch a Windows Server. Can we take it Windows or Linux? Sorry?
Sir, Linux.
Okay. So let's use it Amazon Linux, right? Web server. Okay, I'm going to use it the latest AMI, Amazon Linux, and instance type. I'm going to use T2 medium, and I'm going to use a key pair EC2. I'm going to use security group existing one, and I'll keep it storage default. I'll go to advanced details. Okay. So yesterday we have the e-commerce application. We have executed each command and we have tried it, right? So now I don't want it to do it manually. Execute the command. Okay. So for that, what we are going to do, we are going to use the user data. Okay. So now, so there is a user data, right? If you come down below, there is a user data. So what you need to do, I have a script. Okay. The same script is just copy and paste it here. Okay. This is a shell script. Okay. So you will get it from Google also. This shell script officially from the AWS. Okay. I'm just pasting it here. I'm just launching it. Okay. So I'm not going to do any changes. I'll just launch a instance. So in the meantime, it should be created too. Let's create one more. So at a time we can able to create it too, but I forgot to add number of instance. Anyway, no problem. Let's use it. Same configuration should be there. Okay. Otherwise, the traffic will not flow. Exactly. So let it be run. Okay. In the meantime, so right now it is initializing. Let it be up. So in the meantime, let's go to that under the load balancing. There is a target group, right? So first, you should always create the target group. So why do we create the target group? What exactly this is going to be do, right? That is the main thing, right? So without, let me see it, let me show it to you. Without target group, can we add it? So here in the target group, there is a multiple types of target type. So we can able to use it for the instance and IP address based Lambda function and application load balancer. Okay, these are all the types you can able to use it to create the target group. Okay, without target group, the load balancer will not identify it because I'll show it to you while creating the load balancer. It will ask for the your, what is that? Target group name. So now let me come down. I will just say it. What is the target group name? I'll keep it web server target group, and I'm going to just next. So are you able to see it? Our EC2 machine, it is running here. Unfortunately, what is happening here? Okay, both the zones are same only. Okay, it should be not the zone. Okay, I'm going to talk about in the auto scaling, but this load balancer is fine. I'm going to create it another two in the different zone, because if one zone is down, again if it is both the machine, it is running on the same zone, right? If it is down, then you are not able to, the application will be down, right? So that is the reason. So make sure that different zone should be there. I'll talk about in the auto scaling topic. So I'm going to include it. Next, create the target group. So the target group is ready. Okay. And it is saying, see, load balancer, none associated. Still, it is not associated with the, any of the load balancer. Now we'll go back to load balancer and we'll create the load balancer. So I'm going to select create load balancer name and my web app ALB. Okay, here there is a two phases. The schema, I can call it. So internet facing or internal. So if you required externally, that means any publicly, if you wanted to access your application, use internet facing. If it is required within your organization, then use it internal. So now I'm going to use it internet facing because you wanted to access it. And I'm going to use a VPC by default selected. So here are you able to see it availability zones and subnets. So you should select all, because all the availability zone, your machine should be up and running. Okay, that is how you need to create it. Maybe you can create it two or four, but different availability zones there. But unfortunately I've created one. See, that's fine, no problem. We'll talk about in auto scaling, but you need to select all. For example, if you are required 6 VMs, then you need to select 6. Or if you have only 2, then you can select it 2 only. So most of the times you select it, because in the future anyone can able to ask you. So can you create it on different availability zone, right? So select all, and here security group by default it is already allowed everything. So while doing the practice, so make sure that use default, because you are going to allow the all the traffic. Otherwise, you need to create one more, then if you'll get errors, all those things. So keep this default and see here the target group name, which is the one we created, it is showing. If you have not created any target group, it will not come here. Otherwise, you need to create it again here. See, choose target group, specify the routing weight. So just you need to create it. Okay. Now I'll keep it same all. I'll create the load balancer. This will take minimum 1 to 2 minutes. If you have any questions, let me know in the meantime.
Okay.
Because this is very important. If you understand the topic, you'll get to know how the split or how the traffic is dividing to multiple servers.
Got you, sir. But I'm sorry. That is in my laptop and I'll get to you by tomorrow.
Chalo. So now let it provision it. Let me go back to EC2 section and see that our servers are already up and running. Okay. So there is a two things. Okay, first you can be able to verify it your web server is correctly accessing or not. Okay, now search it out both the application running or not. This is the first thing you need to do it. First, our internally it is working or not. Then let's go to that load balancer. While troubleshooting, first you need to identify that the server is accessing the application or not. See, we are able to access the application. Okay, it is showing current CPE load, okay, instance ID, availability zone, everything. And same thing here also. So here also it should be work. See, same thing it is coming, right? The same data. So now for this instance ID is different and this instance ID different, right? Now we are accessing multiple way. That means not multiple way, different URL we need to access it, right? Using the different IP address we are accessing. Okay. So there is one more in the load balancer. That is the reason we came to load balancer because so you don't require to access it multiple way. I mean multiple IP address. So using this load balancer, you can able to access it both. So just open this my web and just copy the DNS name, right? So there is a DNS name and just paste it. So this will, okay, let's use HTTP. Okay, so are you able to see it? 1E, you are able to see it, right? Just refresh it. This is going to be changed. See, BC4. So whenever you changed, the load it is going to be each EC2 machine, right? So this is how the traffic it will be assigned to the different target group. You can call it as. So no need to use this multiple IP. Using this the DNS you can able to access it. So that is all about the auto scaling, sorry, load balancer. Okay. Now we have it too, right? Okay. So now our application, everything is running. Load balancer is running. Now let's move on to auto scaling. So what is auto scaling? So auto scaling automatically increase or decrease the number of instance based on the demand. Scale up when busy, scale down when fit to save the money. Okay. I think you are familiar with Big Billion Day, right? So Big Billion Day, what it will happen? There is high traffic coming to that application. So they are going to use it auto scaling in the backend because they want to scale up when there is a high users are connecting to their website, right? If the users are less, it should be automatically the EC2 machine should be come down, scale down. Okay. So this is where we are going to use it. Other than that, the main key features. So we can able to monitor the CPU memory network and automatically launches the new instance when needed. Okay. So you don't require to manually create a instance. When there is a high traffic or automatically the instance it is going to be launched. Automatically it will terminate when not needed. Okay. That means if there is no traffic, automatically this is going to be deleted. And maintenance the desired capacity at all time. So maintain the desired capacity means, so for example, always two EC2 machines should be running. Okay. So that is how we can able to do it. And this is going to be saves the money by not paying for the idle instance, ensures consistent application performance. So mainly they're going to use this auto scaling is application performance, high availability. Okay. So if you're able to see the example, like a restaurant that hires a workers during the lunch rush and send them home at 2 p.m. Always have the right staff without overlapping. That means So when there is a traffic, you need. Otherwise, you don't require, right? The same thing here. Let's move on to auto scaling components. So auto scaling AHG, we call it as a AHG. This is going to be collection of instance that auto scale together. You define minimum, maximum, and desired capacity. I'm going to show you how we can able to add. Under launch configuration, we are going to use it. Template defining what instance to launch, AMI, instance type, security group, everything. And scaling policy, I'm going to use it rules. Okay, for example, there is a 80% of CPU utilization. Then the EC2 machine should be launched. If it is 20%, then remove the instance. That is what this scaling policy it will do. And target tracking. So AWS manages the scaling automatically to keep metrics at target level and lifecycle hooks. This is custom action before instance launcher, before termination. We can able to use this lifecycle before launching and after launch. Terminate. And benefits of auto scaling. Auto scaling is crucial for cost effective, reliable application that can be handle the traffic spikes. The main key features: cost saving, high availability, no manual works, better resource utilization, fault tolerance, and handle unpredictable traffic. So this is where the auto scaling going to be used. If you are talking about the architecture, same thing here. The user, the internet gateway, and again application load balancer. Here we are going to use the auto scaling group, right? So here. So backend, obviously we required load balancer, internet gateway, and users. Okay. So this is the architecture diagram I'm going to use, create at least 2 to 3 machines in the auto scaling. So if you have any questions related to auto scaling topic, let me know, because this is exam live questions from the interview.
So can you repeat the topic just now, which you have
Benefits or the entire thing.
benefits and
Bene-
it's not benefits and the next one.
benefits, that's fine, right? Or architecture diagram.
Both are benefits and
Okay. So the main benefits from the auto scaling. So for example, I have a 10 physical server. Okay. So if you are running the 10 physical machine, there is a high cost, right? Because you should be running always 10. You cannot down it in the any of the machine. But if you are using the auto scaling, so whenever you required, okay, the automatically the machine will be created. For example, there is a high traffic comes, automatically the machines will be launched, and if it is not required, it will delete it. That means you can able to get this high availability and cost saving both, because you are not going to run always 10 machine, right? Whenever it is required, the auto scaling it will create and it will delete it. And so no need manual works, no need any person to go and create a machine. Automatically it will take it. And so better resource utilization means if there is any idle servers, that it will be terminated. Okay, no need idle. Okay, it will just check and it will delete it automatically. No need any person to do it. And fault tolerance. So this will identify the failed instance. If there is any issue, a failed instance means if the server is not responding anything, that will be deleted. So, and also unpredictable. You do not know when there is a high traffic, right? Do we know any traffic, how traffic it will come to our user from our application? No, right? That is depends on the users. Okay. Example I have given Big Billion Day. We know it already. Big Billion Day there is a high traffic. So the Flipkart they will prepare on this auto scaling part. So that is all about this key features. Any doubts on this key features?
no, no, no.
Yeah. So the architecture diagram, obviously, when there is a user, directly it will be connected with your internet gateway. and internet gateway connected with your application load balancer. Application load balancer, it is connected with your multiple public subnets with the EC2. Okay. And so auto scaling, where it will come? So auto scaling group, we need to create it because we required high availability, right? So we are going to delete as of now, we have created a two EC2 machine, right? We are going to delete those and we will create it launch template. Using launch template, these three machine, I'm going to run it. Okay. So that is what I'm going to do it now. Any questions about what is auto scaling or components? Again, anything, if you have any questions, let me know,
No, sir.
Terry.
Clear, clear.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
let's move on to load balancers. Okay. Sorry, auto scaling. Now we are running it too, right? So I'm going to terminate it because I don't require it. While using the auto scaling, you don't require it because we are going to create the launch template. Okay. So let's use a launch template, created launch template. Okay. Then you can mention it any name. So I'm going to use it. Web server template version also same. And so I'll keep it default here. Again, I'm going to use it. Uh, Now this time, can we use Windows Server?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm going to use it Windows and the latest AMI. I am going to use it. Uh, I think this will take some time, too much time. Let's use it Amazon Linux only because Windows required more users and to install it, it takes time. Anyway, I have a
Sir,
script. Yeah,
sir, according to me, means, sir, this Windows, if not Linux, is under in the real life. It
uh,
depends upon us, or if not depends upon the
application,
client, sir.
application
Depends
called,
upon the application.
yeah, which programming language you are going to use it, right? So there is a .NET applications that belongs to
Yes, sir. That's
Windows.
what Linux, or if not
No,
Windows.
yeah, so you just focus on it, which programming language they're using. According to that, you just select it. Okay.
Okay,
So
sir.
if
Okay,
they're
sir.
going for the Microsoft, it is chargeable. Okay. And AWS, it is a free. OS, everything it is free. Okay. There is a lot of features are there, but you decide it. They need Linux or Windows. You ask them because the developers knows where they are running. They are running on the Linux or they are running on the Windows, right? They should confirm to you. Okay. You can just check with your application team. They will tell you that where they are
Okay, okay, sir.
hosted, which OS they are hosted. Maybe they are not hosted on Amazon Linux. They are hosted on Red Hat. You need to use Red Hat only.
Okay, okay, sir.
Yeah. So everything it is depends on your application team where they are using running the application. So same thing what how we are created the EC2, same thing we are going to create the our networking. So here also same thing. I'm going to use it. Select existing group. Okay. Storage same. Advanced details. So I have a script, right? Okay. So I have created a script for Windows also. Uh, Try to do it in today's. I mean, this you can call it as a assignment. I'll share the notes for yesterday, today, and try to build the Windows application server. Okay. Load balancer, auto scaling, both try it on for Windows because it takes some time to do it so that you will get to know. So now my launch template is created. Okay. Now let's go to down auto scaling groups. So here there is no auto scaling group. Just create a auto scaling group. Now the name you need to give it, right? So as per the company standard, you need to give these are all. Okay. So I'm going to use it. Web server. I'll select the launch template, which is the one we have created. And next, so VPC, I'm going to select it default. Availability zone, I'm going to select it all availability zones, and I'll keep it default. And right now we have a load balancer, right? Here no load balancer attached to existing, attached to the new. So I'm not going to use new, no load balancer. I'm going to use it attached existing because we are already having a group. Okay. So here let's select the your load balancer target group. Then keep it default everything. Just make it. So see, there is a desired capacity, right? So my EC2 machine should be always 2. That means I'm going to use it 2. So scaling limits to maximum, it can be maximum how many machines you require. You need to decide it here according to your experience. Okay, maybe later we can able to change it. Okay, that is not a problem. And remaining all, keep it default. And next and next. Finally, create the auto scaling group. So this is going to be updated. In the meantime, let's move on to EC2 console. So we have terminated our EC2 machine right earlier. Let's see that automatically there is a 2 machine it is initializing. See, did we create it manually? No, right?
No, sir, no.
Yeah. So we have mentioned desired capacity, right? Okay. And minimum should be 2. Okay. So depends on the high traffic, we can able to do it. So now same thing, right? We are already having a load balancer. Just open the load balancer. I think the same load balancer we are using, just refresh it. Still it is not up. It is showing 502 gateway. And can you try to access from your side? I shared it in the chart. Now I'm able to access it for both the instance 760 and 801. Are you able to access it from your side?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
801.
exactly. And you can keep refresh it. It is going to be changed different.
Yes.
Yeah. So now I'm going to show it you one use cases here. For example, unfortunately, I'm not going to put any load on those things. Okay. Now somebody there is an issue with this EC2 machine, not able to get the data. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, I'll terminate it. Okay. If I terminate it, automatically one more machine it will be created. So I am not going to create it manually. From auto scaling group, they will say it. Okay, here they will say that this will check and it will create it according to that. Okay, so now I have terminated, right? Okay, shutting down. your application still it is running. Okay, but only thing is the route it is going to be suddenly one EC2 machine only because you have deleted. But in the meantime, it should be created a one more.
సార్ బికాస్ ద అంటే అక్కడ ఎక్కువ ట్రాఫిక్ లేదు కదా సార్.
ఇప్పుడు ఉంది. ఓకే, ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ ఎర్రర్ వచ్చింది చూడండి. It should not come this error. Okay, so only one traffic it is going, only 801. So it should not happen in the live. That is the reason we should keep it at least four machines or two machines. But for the practice purpose, I have used only two, then I have terminated one. Now automatically one more machine should be created as per auto scaling group. So let's wait for to create it. Let's go to auto scaling group. Let's see that we can able to see the logs here. What is happening? Okay. See, are you able to see it? So it is terminating. It is pending. Okay. So if you go to 6.3 here, see, are you able to see it? It is already initializing. So back end, your auto scaling, it will get to know. Okay. If you want the activity also, you can able to see it. Which EC2 machine it is uh, terminated. See, successful. These two machines is successful. So I have terminated here. So it is launching. What is the status? Not yet in service. Okay, if it is successful, we can able to get it. See, successful, right? Now go on, try to refresh it. 801 and let's try to access it. Can you check both the EC2 machine you are getting? Still it is same. Let me see it. What is the status here? Still it is initializing. Can you try it from your end? Is it changing or not? It should be changed to different instance ID. Both the instance ID it is showing, or is it only one? 801. Let's
సార్
see.
ఓన్లీ 801 సార్.
Okay, let's wait for. Still it is initializing. So that is the reason we should keep it at least at two. Okay. So for the practical or live session, I terminated how this is going to work. If we deleted all the machine also, automatically auto scaling group, it is going to be created. Only thing is you will get the downtime. Okay. Manually, if you wanted to try it, you try it. Let's wait for. It is already up. See, now it is changed, right? Now you can try it from your end. It should be changed. For me, it is the instance ID, it is changing.
Answer Infosys.
Any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay. So that is all about the load balancing and auto scaling group. Okay. Same thing, how you are created, same way you need to delete all the resources. Okay, one by one. Do not keep it. So from tomorrow, we'll talk about S3. Okay. So S3 topic we'll talk about where all we can able to use it. All those things we'll talk about tomorrow. So if you have any questions, if you're, I'm going with